Hey guys, welcome back. We are doing our kindergarten book haul today. So if you've seen the curriculum video, you know that we're doing mostly a gentle and classical nature kindergarten year. We also have exploring nature with children, but we're peppering that in a little bit. So we are doing a Charlotte Mason style kindergarten. For curriculum, we are not doing a formal science, we are not doing a formal history. We have a few things in our morning basket that I'll show you, and I am still deciding about math. My daughter is a little bit on the young side, so I am kind of going back and forth still between two. I have some things for her to do in the meantime, but I don't have a formal math curriculum yet. But for books, because we're heavily nature, let's start with our nature books. This is our very first welcome to the museum, and I am so excited. It's even more beautiful than I expected it to be, frankly. They have a whole series of these if you're not familiar with them. There are dinosaurs and animals, and there's a body book, and hopefully, God willing, we will be adding at least one, if not two, of the series to our collection every year until we have them all, because they're just gorgeous. And several of them have student workbook accompaniments to them as well. So that nature, this one is also nature, trees, leaves, flowers, and seeds. We've had this for a while, and I really like it. It is really nice, beautiful book. Just nice to have, especially for our nature journaling when we come back and need to remember things that we've seen, or maybe need an example of things we've seen. So this is a really nice one. And then our brand new one, which I really haven't had a chance to dig through too much, is the tree book for kids and their grown-ups. And it is so pretty. We're doing a lot of tree ID this year, and we back up to a nature preserve and forest. I have a lot of trees on the property. So just beautiful examples of being able to figure out bark, and there's leaves and the inside story. Look at that. So that is really exciting, and that will be good for the kids and for me. We have another nature book somewhere. Oh yes. Just your go-to animal encyclopedia. I've had this since she was born, but we have a few animal studies that we're going to be doing this year that we don't have a lot of examples in the curriculum. Like, there are not a lot of pictures and examples of different kinds of the animal, like frogs we're doing first, and there's just like two little froggy examples. There's a life cycle, but not actual species. So we can get that from this guy. And then again, we're not doing a formal science outside of nature, but I do have Curious Kids science book. They're science experiments, and they're super fun. We've had this one for about a year, and we've only done 3 or 4 of the experiments because I've been waiting for school to start. We have a lot of our homeschool books we've asked for from family members and things for birthdays or Christmas for the last year or two to stock up. So this is good rainy day stuff, or freezing day stuff when we really can't nature. Sticking with art, my husband is teaching music, and before he was a minister, he was in classical music, and so I didn't get too many music books, but I did get the magic flute because we'll be studying Mozart, and this was suggested. So this is really pretty. It's very simple. It's just the story. It's just the story of the magic flute, the music, and it's really nice. So that will be good. And then art, yes. Now, they suggested in Gentle and Classical the lives of the musicians, which would be the music version of this. This is the lives of the artists, but since my husband already kind of had that in the know, I went with just the lives of the artists. It says masterpieces, messes, and what their neighbors thought. So I love that. So it's a really humanizing look, very good living book type art education. They're nice and short. About each artist. So we will be doing that. And then as far as actual arts and crafts, you have teaching art with books kids love. So my kids really aren't handicraft age yet. We will be doing a lot of nature crafts, but they're not really handicraft level. So this is really good basic, like learning to draw and paint, and color theory is in here. We'll be doing color theory. I don't have all of the accompanying books yet. This is one of them, which I'm excited about because we have not read them we have not read Where the Wild Things Are with them yet. So we're also waiting for a book called Owl Moon. There is a Monet's Garden book that will be coming, and Seven Blind Mice, the Seven Blind Mice, and that's a color mixing book. So we're excited about those that will be coming to go along with that. Kind of along with nature study, we are doing multiple weeks of birds, like water birds and winter birds and all kinds of bird things, and I'm a bird watcher. I have the Audubon books already, and so one of Charlotte Mason's attainment goals for children is to be able to recognize birds by their song. So I got these two, the little book of woodland bird songs and backyard bird songs that we'll be doing. I haven't even opened this one yet, so that we can do this in our morning basket and kind of start to recognize the bird songs. And like I said, we actually back up to a forest, so we get a lot of birds here, and so that's exciting for me. It's still chirping. Another heavily Charlotte Mason sort of inspired for our gentle and classical curriculum is Everyday Graces, the Child's Book of Good Manners. And I was a little bit worried about this. I've read parts of Laying Down the Rails, and I understand the character training thoughts of Charlotte Mason, but it's still, it just was something that I hadn't done with my kids yet, really talking a lot really formally about manners and habit training and things. And so this is it's a really good intro. I was really surprised how much I liked the book. It's a hefty book, and it's very simple. They use like the Pinocchio, Toad and Frog, Chicken Nickel, and it's, little kind of Aesop's fables and things are in here a lot, little poems that just talk about the different manners and the different habits and things. And it's a really, really good entry level to habit training and character training in just this very sweet, loving way. Another book that is on the gentle and classical curriculum that I kind of wondered about until I looked at it was Theology. And like I said, my husband is studying to be a minister. He's been a minister, but he's in seminary now, and so he's in charge of all music and all theology. And I just wasn't sure how I felt about teaching formal theology instead of more like Bible stories, but I'm 100% won over. The book is beautiful. The stories are very theologically sound and very sweet and very slow. I mean, it's little bits of information that they can really think about and work on. Also, the gentle and classical curriculum breaks it down really slowly and gives them lots of time, and it's really nice. So I mentioned before we're going to be doing Aesop's Fables, and so I have a book that we've had for many years with Aesop's Fables. So I'll be reading out of this version, and then with the gentle and classical curriculum, we're reading through Beatrix Potter. And so for Christmas, we were given the Anthology of Beatrix Potter. And so this is actually how we had them when I was little, were the little bitty books. And I just love these, so that's really fun. And we will actually read all of these this year, which right now seems overwhelming to look at all the books, but they're teeny tiny. So I'm excited to read those with the girls. Our reader for the year that is not suggested in any curriculum, but I have always wanted to read these with my girls, and I've been waiting since they were born because I have never read them, and I have always wanted to. So we will start Little House in the Big Woods, and I'm very, very excited. One that is also not in the curriculum, but we will kind of be just not even looping, just having occasionally in our morning basket is Anthology of Amazing Women. It says Trailblazers Who Dared to Be Different, and they're very easy, one page and a picture about, like, here's Eleanor Aquitaine, and it's just like her basic story. It is It is factual. I don't know if I would necessarily say like that it is the best example of a living book, but it's for how short it is, I think it does a really good job, and it's just really easy to kind of, you know, read one page and be done and just have that in their mind for two little girls. I'm excited about that. We are teaching ASL. This year we're doing sign language. We're also doing some French, but sign language is what we're really focusing on. The other two children in our co-op are fluent in ASL, so I sign conversationally okay. My husband and I both can get by with ASL, and so we will be doing videos in a little bit more of a formal ASL curriculum, but I got the Sign About books. This one's going out, and it's just really little and easy. So we'll be doing this also in our morning basket. One other book that is not on any curriculum, but I really wanted to take the opportunity to show you, was this Brent the Easter Egg, because to me it is such a good example of a handicraft book. I know that sounds silly, but first of all, it's just beautiful. But we'll be doing this for Easter. We got it for Easter last year, and every bunny in the story makes a different egg in a different way. So this one is wood carving. There's a Ukrainian scraping egg. This one's a chocolate egg, and it's that each of these different bunnies has a different gift in terms of creation. This one's metalworking, and they're doing these incredible things where they're each using their imagination and figuring out what their gift is to create an egg. And it's a really beautiful story, and so we're gonna be using this and creating our own egg however we want to. And so I just wanted to share that with you in the Charlotte Mason handicraft style. And I think that's it. We have several books that we're still waiting for, but I couldn't wait too long to make this video. I just really wanted to show you guys. We're still waiting for Over and Under the Pond and the Up in the Garden and Down on the Dirt, and then Crinkle Root's Guide to Trees, which if you have not heard of this series, please go check it out. They're gorgeous, and there's many nature guides that they do, and it's so nice. Everything will be linked. A lot of them will be Amazon affiliate links, just so that you know. But if you have any questions about the books or comments, please let me know. There will be more homeschooling videos coming up. Bye guys.